All right. Hi, class. So we are going to um, create, be able to create many enemies, and I'm just going to show you how that works. This is what we're going to be doing today: is just building further game mechanics, learning how to create multiple enemies, and once you know how to create multiple enemies, you can create multiple trees, multiple chickens, really, multiple anything. And so you can see here. Oh, isn't that funny? They're on top of each other. So that's what we're doing today. The reason why they are doing that is because I turned off this here. So if I just put this back here, and I know it says X pos and Y pos, it should be Z pos, but that's alright. So I needed to make it random. Anyways, we're going to create a new script today called Generate Enemies. Now make sure that you've watched all the other videos so that you are up to scratch and you know what we're doing. So here you go. Now you can see the enemies. Oh wow, very violent. And there goes the chair. So that's what we're doing today. We are just creating, being able to create multiple enemies. So click on your chair and go to Add Component, New Script, and then call it Generate Enemy. And you'll have a script like this that will appear. We're now going to get rid of all of that and just create these variables: game object enemy, game object spawn point, int x pos, y pos, enemy count equals to 3. Awesome. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and go if, sorry a second. Oh, I'm not in Melbourne, so nothing to worry about here. Is equal to 3. Okay, so writing that. We're then going to go x POS is equal to random dot range. So we're going to get a random variable, otherwise they'll be sitting on top of each other. You'll need to play around with those numbers. It might be different for you. And ypos equal to random dot range 1 10 semicolon. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to go instantiate enemy new vector 3 spawn point dot transform dot position dot x. I'm just bringing this up here. Dot x 43 spawn point dot transform dot position dot z. We're going to be adding in our positions here so that we can make it random. You will need to play around because depending on your game, you might be falling through. You might be your enemies will be falling through. They might be stuck in the terrain. So just play around with those numbers. The way to play around with those numbers is just get rid of these, randomizers here. Xpos. I forget how to spell this one correctly. Oh, goodness. Quaternion dot identity. Add a semicolon. We're then going to go enemy count plus semicolon. Once you've written that, go back to your game. Oh. Spell position, I'm getting my position. There we go. Alright, now go back to your chair, click on your generate enemy, and make sure you click on that little circle. Type in for enemy, type in here enemy, and for spawn point, type in the chair there. That is really important. If you don't assign things, nothing, it won't show. It won't work. You'll get an assignment error. So you need to fix that. Excellent. So there we go. That's 3, isn't it? Excellent. So fantastic. So we're getting 3 spawning, and you'll notice that when we kill one, the number isn't changing, is it? I'm just going to do 30. Please don't do 30. It might break your game. I tried a ridiculous number in class. I think it was 5 million. So you can see there. So you can get lots of enemies generating very quickly, and no new enemies are being created either. But we can change that very easily so that we can have multiple enemies spawning. Let's see what happens if I increase that. Just be careful. I don't want you to break your game. Make sure you save everything. Okay. I'm curious to see what happens now. So you can see here, lots of enemies are being generated. If we just get out of that now, we can actually see how many enemies are created. Not that many, a few. Okay, just be careful when you do that. Don't do a number that's too ridiculous for your PC if you've got an old PC. Alright, we're going to change this now to game object. Enemies is equal to game object dot find game object with tags, and when using the tag, with tag enemy, and that's just going to find all the game objects with the enemy tag. We're then going to go enemy count equal to enemies dot length. We're then going to get rid of that. It's not needed anymore. And then save it. Made a mistake here. Enemies. Don't worry about using that one. Oops. Line 20 doesn't like line 20. Game object enemies find game objects needs to have an S here. Alright. Make sure there's an S. Find game objects with tag. Fantastic. Alright, let's see what happens now. Okay, so if I destroy one, we should get a new one come back automatically. Awesome. So you can see it's working. Now, the way to actually stop it from working is we can destroy the chair, or if we destroy this one here, no, they're going to get me. If we go for this one here, you'll see we'll get an error. You're trying to access an object. Oh, we've just destroyed and now we're getting 1,000 errors. So what we should be doing with our enemy here is because we're spawning them in, we don't need our enemy there. We just leave him down there. He'll fly around forever. He's not needed. He or she is not needed. We just and then we won't get any errors when we destroy any of these guys. If we destroy the chair, what happens? Oh no. If we destroy it, I'm going to fix that up. If we so if we destroy the chair, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think we're going to get any errors? Oh. I was not expecting that. Let's just fix that up. Angular drag. Let's just see. I'm not expecting this to do that again. Okay, good. Yeah, that's right. So now we're not getting any errors, but we're no longer getting any new enemies either. So just something to remember. So that is enemy spawning. Now, if you're in the other class, there were some questions. Just making sure that we're recording this. Testing. Yep. There were some questions about player movement. So let's have a look at that player movement script right now. Go to player, check out player movement, and we've added jump. So if you put in here if input dot get button dot jump, and then if controller is grounded, well, we will then prevent the player from jumping more than twice. We can do it like that, or we can just actually, yeah, this is the best way to do it. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So you need to have another object. So go to your player, go create empty object, click on player. We can see our empty object here. Bring that to the bottom of the feet, like so. Change its name to is grounded, and then just try and get it to its feet as close as possible. We are then going to have three new variables here: public transform ground check, public float ground distance equals to 0.4, public layer mask is ground mask. Excellent. Once you've written that, this is in the player movement script. We've got line 32, and then is grounded is equal to physics.check sphere, ground check position, ground distance, ground mask. So we're going to be checking to see how close that ground check is. Once you've done that, write this line of code here, and this will slow everything down slightly, and then I'm just reading what I've done. I've done this about 3 different times. If I remove that, everything should still work. Oops, I'm hitting play. Yeah. If input.get button controller is grounded, yeah. So that's the proper way to do it here, which is it's much better to do these check spheres if you're too close. If you want to see how close you are to a wall, or how close you are to an enemy or something, use that ground check. Just for the sake of simplicity, though, just writing if controller dot is grounded, and then velocity.y is equal to math dot square root jump height times by minus 2f times by gravity. It will work the same. So if you remove that code down, you'll see that we can now jump unlimited. Just waiting patiently. So excellent work. So you've now got the basics of a game. We're going to do animations next class, and we'll do shaders. We're going to experiment just a little bit with shaders. So you guys have done really well. Thanks for that, and I'll see you guys at class. Thank you.